What is going on, Kos6ix? I am Kos6ix, and today I decided to take a moment to go over a game I've enjoyed for the last few weeks, Apex Legends. I'm hoping to provide some tips as to what I have found useful in this game, since it can be hard to improve your game, or maybe it can help you decide if it is worthwhile to get your hands on. With that being said, keep in mind that others have created videos like this one, and their opinions may be slightly different from mine, since this ultimately comes down to my opinion. The first things first, if you are going to get this game, if you think about getting this game, you should. It's absolutely free, even though there are in-game purchases here in the store, and you can get things like Legends, like the Mirage and Kos6ix, for in-game currency, and by the time you've reached level 20, you should have enough to at least buy one of them. So you should not have to worry about getting those. Again, if you want to play as the Kos6ix or Mirage characters, I recommend going over a few certain legends before you do that. So if you're going to play as the Kos6ix, I recommend learning Gibraltar, as it would help you out with learning how to play as a bigger character. And if you're going to do Kos6ix, I would recommend someone like Wraith, because the abilities are similar to how they play together. My first tip is a relatively simple one, and that is to do the tutorial. Yes, this is another shooter game, but it is important to understand the controls as well. Also, the tutorial can help you out with the way to mess around with this game. Speaking of the tutorial, it is the best place to do tip number 2 of this series, which is to know your weapons. There are several different types of weapons, whether they be shotguns, sniper rifles, assault rifles, or if they have different types of energy, or use different sources of ammo. Since all the guns spawn in the tutorial area, as you can see here, with the heavy ammo there, light ammo here, light heavy rounds there, and the energy ammo over there, you can chest out every single gun in this game. I went from failing to even get a kill, to getting consecutive kills in each match, and then getting multiple kills consistently. So it really does help you out to learn how to do this. One of the best features in this game is to take the weapon, grab some ammo, and run over to a rock here. You run over to the rock and you scope down it and you shoot it. That way you can see what the kickback is on each weapon. You notice that they are different for each weapon and they have different patterns. And it is crucial to learn the patterns. I will link a very helpful tutorial to help you out with which guns might be the best for this game. Some that I like are the R99, the Wingman, the Peacekeeper, the Devotion, the R301, and the Longbow for sniping. Picking your legends is a very crucial part for this game, as each legend has different abilities. Some allow you to get out of dodge, while others can help you get your team back, or find health, or find the next ring even. So they each have their own special ability, which you need to learn and understand, so that way you can benefit throughout the game. It is important to know the abilities for your legends and what they also should be used for. Some being support, some being artillery fire, and some being defensive. It is also nice to have at least 3 legends that you are solid with, so that way even if you pick last in your group, you will always get a legend that you are at least decent with using. Now when it comes to actual gameplay, the first thing is to know is where is the best loot. Now if you take a look at this map, the named places are probably your best place to find loot, as well as this hot zone here that you can also land at to find things. Some of my favorite places are the artillery, the swamps, the water treatment plant, and the bunker. You also have to know where to drop in this game, since the ship's path will change every time you enter the game. It's important to get good loot, but it's also important to win early fights, so you want to make that your top priority as you're going through. But it's also not wise to drop where everybody else is dropping, because that way you will get picked off very easy, and there will also be a lack of weapons you can choose from. Usually the circle is there with the hotspot to show you the best place to spawn on your map. It's probably one of the best places to go, since you get good items and also some early contact, but each situation is different for different people. Another thing about gameplay is communicating with your team. Apex gives you multiple ways to communicate with your squads, whether that be through mics, chat, or pinging. Pinging is a great way to point out directions and also let you know when enemies are around. You can also open your menu to request for different attachments that you might need throughout the game. and weapons that you're ultimately looking for. Using the communication is a sound way of your squad to find its path to victory. The last thing you need is to be fighting over items or fighting over who's being what character, and so on and so forth. You definitely do not want to be on the wrong page when you are working together to try to defeat an enemy. It is the last thing you want in those situations. Another important aspect is staying tethered. It is important if you do not know what tethering is. Tethering is when you are close to your teammates. So that way you stick together, and ultimately if you come across conflict, you will be able to fight better together. I have played several games where teammates have blatantly left me behind or went the opposite way from me. Now if you do not stay together, there's a greater chance that you will not have any help when you get into fights or squabbles that you might need teammates to help you with. You also will have the lack of the ability to help fallen teammates who might have fallen to enemy fire who are separated from you. With a variety of items in this game, it is important to get what you need. The majority of grabbing items in this game is you just picking up everything you need at the beginning. But it is important to grab only the items you need to help out your weapons or even grenades to help you on with that. It's also very important to collect only items that you might be using on your squad. So, for instance, I don't need energy ammo anymore since I don't have an energy rifle, so I will drop the energy ammo as I go. One of the fun items to play around with that can be game changers are the grenades, so know your explosive. The games currently has 3 different kinds of explosives: the arc star, the frag grenade, and the thermite grenade. These are great ways to make enemies move or finish them off if you already downed them. Each one does a different thing, and each has a different ticker and time slot. One of the most important things is to pick your fights wisely. Often this can be difficult if everyone drops in the same place, but mid-game it's of the utmost importance. Fights are easier if teams are weakened and you can catch them healing after a fight. This is your best opportunity to take them on. The most difficult fight is when there is more than one team. Squads will often try to pick off other teams that are fighting, so it is best to fight 3v3 instead of fighting 3v3v3, or some other variation of that. It is also important that if you want kills, you need to finish off the down players so that they can't be revived and they can't get a cheat kill and recover. It is also essential to heal during your fights. You will need every ounce of health and shield to do combat. Typically the person who has the best health can outlast the other person. You may have other teams trying to beat you after a fight, so it is nice also to be healed up so that way you do not have to worry about taking them on. I'm hoping that we will get some new weapons that use energy ammo, and maybe even some stun grenades, or something along those lines. I really would like to see an energy shotgun. I think that would look really cool, and also work really well. Well, those are my 10 of my tips for playing Apex Legends. Feel free to leave a like if you found this video useful, or enjoyed the video. Also subscribe if you want to see more of my content. Now typically I play Pokemon, so keep that in mind when you hit that subscribe button. Go follow me on other social media. They're all linked in the description down below. And that's all I have for this video. So until next time, I'm Kos6ix, signing off. Stay safe, and burn it up.